Hey, I am here with Lisa, and we have been discussing manifestation and limitlessness and synchronicity, and having a beautiful conversation. So I wanted to hit record on my computer and capture some of this for you guys. Because as you know, I'm putting together a retreat in Bali for the end of June, and Lisa is going to be my yoga teacher, which is really exciting. And we have our own little synchronicity of the way we met, which I'll describe in a bit, but it's been really interesting chatting to Lisa about her experience of Bali and how she's kind of manifested this kind of opportunity back in Bali again. So I'm going to let Lisa take over and explain that to you guys because it's really cool.
Thanks, Susan. Yeah, it is exciting to be heading back to Bali. So Bali really does feel like a spiritual home for me, and I felt that as soon as I landed on the tarmac, or took my first steps on the tarmac of all places in Bali, and was there for my yoga teacher training. Part of my time there, or in that time there, I was fortunate enough to visit the Tetra Temple water temple, and it's a really special, significant temple which we were shown the beautiful ritual that we can choose to lean into when we're there. And with my understanding of manifesting and yeah, I just really felt called to set an intention and embrace the water, the fountains with that, which I did. And under each fountain, it was a very clear intention of manifesting the opportunity for me to come back with the next time that I come back to Bali would be to teach yoga. And here I am. So the beauty of being in a place like that, you just feel it so intensely. I believe, well, I did, and saying that mantra, that manifestation, over a number of times, and going through the water temple process with the fountains, it really felt embodied, and there was just an absolute belief in that. And that is really what comes from manifesting and a practice in manifesting, which I know you have some beautiful practices that you share with that. And it really does happen. So it's like it can happen for you. It's possible when we believe it's possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And so that then unfolded, because sometimes we just don't know how that's going to arrive, and it's the letting go of when, how, and the opportunity presented itself, like you were talking to with you sharing the post around on the lookout for a yoga teacher.
Yeah, so I shared a post on Facebook asking, for anyone who knew any yoga teachers in Bali or someone who wanted to come on the retreat and be the yoga teacher, and somebody dropped Lisa's name into the comments, and then we had a chat and realized we actually live just down the road from each other, 5 minutes literally, and we can even see each other's house from each other's house. So we never met before. So it's one of those amazing synchronicities that you just that things are lining up when things like that start to happen. And even your yoga teacher training, you had synchronicities that you just stepped in, didn't you? You didn't even know how you were going to have the money to for that.
I took that courageous step in terms of just choosing and knowing that that was the right time for me to step into learning, at that next level of yoga teacher training. And I didn't know how. Like, I was like, I'm not sure how the finances are going to all come together for this, but I just know it will, and the true belief that I knew I was meant to be there. And the last payment was due the night before I was about to fly out, and it came in. Just one of those divine timing. And I was like, thank you. But gosh, the trust, and it's uncomfortable because the mind is trying to keep us safe. The mind tries to go, oh, that doesn't quite add up. But this is when we trust and lean in, and I think the beauty of this whole process, and even the day that that we met in person, that morning I actually saw pop up in one of my feeds a friend of mine who was going through the exact same ritual that I did in the water temple that many years ago. And it popped up, and I haven't seen anyone go through that specific water temple and that ritual in that way until that morning when I saw you.
So it was like the confirmation of her manifestation, because she saw that morning before we met the place where she'd intended to go back to Bali as a yoga teacher. Next time she would go back to Bali as a yoga teacher, and then that was the very same water temple that she made that intention, and then we met that day, and kind of that's the way that she's going back to be a yoga teacher. Anyway, I'm tripping on the synchronicity.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like that. And then the beautiful thing is, the more that you practice this, the more that you trust, the more you lean in, the more it happens.
Yeah.
And then you go, yeah, of course. Like, of course it was going to show that day, because that's what now starts happening. It's like a muscle that you just are able to strengthen, because the more you trust your intuition, the more you lean in, the more things align for you. And it's just it's a wonderful place to be.
Yeah. And I feel like the more too that we feel connected and safe in the universe with our spiritual connection, that we know we're going to be safe no matter what. We know that no matter, even if we take a risk and it doesn't work out, there is no such thing as failure. It's always growth. It's always learning. There's no way that the true self can really ever be damaged when we really connect on that deeper level. And I think that when we start to live in that more unlimited way, we can allow ourselves to step into things we may not usually, step into, and start to live more limitlessly, and isn't that what we came here to do? Like, did we come here to be caged by our doubts and fears,
I know, yeah, being in that space of being in joy, and we're just it just attracts more of that. And it's just such a great space to play in.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for listening, and if you want to hear more about the retreat, just drop a heart in the comments and we'll send you some info. Lots of love. Take care.